This man has no visceral fat. He doesn't have fat anywhere, but yet the DEXA scam had him at 10.8%. How many of you think that this man is the same body fat percentage of the last man? The DEXA scam says it, so it has to be true, right? Wrong! Let's now throw in Joe Frazier. 15.8%. That is what the DEXA scam said. But my laser eyes, when he asked me, sent me the photos, I said 9%. And guess what? They tested him with the skin fold calipers, and guess what they had him at? 9%. And so, do you now realize that my laser eyes are more accurate than the DEXA scam? When I spoke to Mike Isertel about the DEXA scam and I said, these things are not accurate. Remember Mike Isertel? He said he had 6.2%. Does he look shredded? Does Mike Isertel look like he should be an IPB pro? 6.2%. I said, these things, they're not accurate. Oh, what's more accurate, your laser eyes? Yes, Mike, my eyes. You can send me photos and I can tell you without looking through your body that you don't have 20 pounds of body water on you. And so perhaps Mike convinced the DEXA scam that the 20 pounds of fat he had on and that it confused it with actually being muscle. That's the only way Mike was at 6.2%. Next, Mepstagram, 13.7%. Does she look anywhere near 13.7%? I said 18.8%. The calipers, they said 18.2%. Remember, my laser eyes are the most accurate. The calipers had her at 18.2. I had her at 18.8. She has breast implants, and they're larger than last time, and so that clearly is going to throw the DEXA scam off. And so you need to add approximately 1.5%. 13.7, really 15.2, but that is still far too low. No way is she even close to as lean as Alex Eubank. And so you can see she's in pretty good shape. I mean, she has the line on her leg. Clearly she's fit, but she's not bordering on being too skinny. I've seen some studies, which of course are bullshit, saying that women have 10 to 13% essential fat. They don't have 10 to 13% fat that is absolutely required in order to survive. Women can have lower than that. Now, if you're saying you need that much fat in order to be a healthy woman, well, that's a different story. But a woman can get below 10% body fat and still survive. Exhibit every single shredded Olympia competitor at the Olympia competitions for bodybuilding and so on. And up next, 12.9%. Look at this guy. Does he not look leaner than last time? Where is the body fat on this man? Ideal body fat for a man, healthy, 15%. Does anyone think that if this man gained 2%, that he's going to be at the average healthy weight for a man? He looks very lean. He looks a few weeks out from his competition. He's standing there, looks like he's competing in men's physique. He has chiseled abdominals, obliques, bicep veins. Bro looks more shredded than last time. We don't completely see his legs, but unless there's a shit ton of body fat on those legs, I believe he's leaner than 12.9%. But when you saw Alex at 15%, did that also make sense? I don't think so. Next, 10 to 11%. This is at the bottom end of what most people can achieve with very good effort and maintain it year round. 10 to 11%, very aesthetic, going to be very lean. And we have 3 men in this range. And so a month ago, he was at 11.5% with 150 pounds of muscle. And 1 month later, he went down to 10.9% and gained 10.3 pounds of muscle. Did you know that you could gain 10 pounds of muscle in 1 hour if you drank enough water? If you drink 5 liters of water and get a DEXA scam done, you're probably going to have this exact result. And so does this prove he put on 10 pounds of muscle in a month? I mean, bro takes Turk Builder Max for 1 month, does a DEXA scam, and it comes back 10 pounds more muscle. Does that necessarily mean that he put on 10 pounds of muscle, or might have been 10 pounds of water? Could it be that he was more hydrated? Well, you tell me. All I'm saying is that the DEXA scam is not 100% accurate. You can see, bro is very, very lean. He's not flexing. He's standing like this. He doesn't look shredded. He looks lean. But what if he did this? And in addition to that, If he hadn't eaten or he was slightly dehydrated, perhaps he would look even leaner than that. Add to that a proper tan, some oil, some perfect lighting, and bro could look perhaps as lean as Jeff Nipa. Dropout dentista, commentalita. And so you can see he has great shape, great muscle. He has some veins. He's simply just not flexing. In the back double bicep, he does seem to have some good definition in his back. But if you had to look at this man, you wouldn't necessarily say, oh, he's significantly leaner than the guy who had 12.9%. But he's not flexing. And so I do believe that it's close to accurate. But let's move on to number 2. Up next, 10.8% body fat, weighing 230 pounds, 6'2", very, very large man. Are you all seeing how lean that this person actually is? Look at the quads. Now, his upper body is lean, but look at his legs. How many of you, raise your hand, think that this is 10.2% body fat? What are you going to tell me? It's visceral fat? When I did my body fat percentage, I had 8.5% and I had 0.4 pounds of visceral fat, almost zero. A zero! This man has no visceral fat. He doesn't have fat anywhere, but yet the DEXA scam had him at 10.8%. How many of you think that this man is the same body fat percentage of the last man? The DEXA scam says it, so it has to be true, right? Wrong! It's a scam! It's a pretend test that it's fun that was designed to measure bone density, not to estimate body fat. And so he's literally in competition shape. And so clearly at max, this man is 8% body fat or less. There's no way he's over 10%. And up next, this man, he was actually in Jeff Nipa, the science-based grifter, in his video. And he clocked in at 10.5%. And so we can see he's looking very lean, not too bad. Conditioning in the back, clearly see a lot of the muscles. And from the front, great looking bicep, abs, everything looking great. But does he look leaner than the man who had 10.9%? Does his quads look as lean as the last? And so perhaps their upper bodies are somewhat similar, but notice the bicep flex when he flexes the quad. Did he have the detail? Could you see his quads popping out? When you have very low body fat levels, you're lean everywhere. Did he not look lean everywhere? If I'm 8.5%, how is he at 10.5%? Does he really look 2 percentage points higher than Coach Greg? Next up, 9.5% during peak week. Bro is shredded. He's a competitor. Show stage ready. Look at the quads. The Coximix Maximus, I can see it, the muscle on his quad. Bro is peeled. He's leaner than Coach Greg, but yet somehow he comes in at 9.5%. The man in the blue, you see the striated glutes? Are you seeing this? Are you watching it? Are you with me? Are you understanding now that the DEXA scam is a scam? How is it possible that he has every line on his glutes peeled, hamstrings, back, everything, but yet he has 9.5% body fat? Where's the fat? Show it to me. Oh, it's visceral. It's hiding. Where is it hiding? In his friggin' esophagus? He doesn't have 9.5% body fat. He's getting closer to 5% body fat, but the DEXA scam said 9.5%. This is moronic. Your laser eyes and mine are more accurate than this. Up next, myself, you can see the color. The yellow is the body fat, and there isn't all that much. Mostly what I'm seeing is the purple for the muscle and the blue for the bone. Notice, 2020, total mass 196.8 pounds. 2025, 5 years later, 198.2 pounds. Since the last 5 years, remember I'm 50, I'm getting older than last time, I added 1.6 pounds of muscle and decreased my body fat by 0.5%. 9% previous to this and 8.5% now. Haven't changed my HRT. I've gotten 5 years older, but I have in fact included Turk Builder Max and Turk Platinum. I train with weights twice a week, and I'm racing bikes 6 to 7 days a week. And you're going to tell me that Turk doesn't work. Remember, I used to abuse steroids. This last test was done 1 year after my last competition, of which was on performance-enhancing drugs. How did I then reduce the doses, go on HRT, and continue to build muscle while training instead of 6 or 7 days a week, training twice while doing all of that cardio. But you can't do cardio or you lose all of your muscles. Do I look like I've lost all my muscles? But you're lying, you're on test trend and so on. How many times have I shown you my blood work? Do you really think I'm lying, or do you not see that I've been telling the truth all along? I've already been vindicated. Everyone knows that Turk Platinum is a Juga Turkistatica, that the other competitors, that they're lying. We have chain of custody with proof proving everything I've been saying. Interested in the Turk Builder Max, code Greg, 15% off. Last but not least, last and least percent body fat, 6.6%. Bro is peeled. Visceral fat, 0, has no pounds of fat inside of his body. Visceral fat is unhealthy. It's good to have maximum 1 or 2 pounds of that. Anything less than 1 is great. I had 0.4, clearly not much. And he has 168 pounds of lean mass, and he's weighing in at 188. Not bad, pretty peeled. Does anyone think that he's perhaps not quite as shredded as the last guy, though? And so 6.6% versus 8+% versus 9.5%. Are they all about the same? Really? It depends on the mood of the DEXA scam. It depends on the algorithm. Clearly, he's lean. Very good conditioned back. He doesn't have as much hamstring definition as myself, but his back is very lean. Abdominals could be a bit more deformed. However, he does have a lot of pec striations and so on. I don't see this as 6.6%. Very, very lean, but it seems to be a little bit higher. If you had said all the last 3 men were all 7.5% body fat, I would have said, yeah, maybe. It sounds about right. And so are you seeing that just because the DEXA scam says this man is 6.5%, another man is 9.5%, or that I'm 8.5%, they might be slightly off. Several percentage points even. The next time you go and get a DEXA scam, or the next time you see Jeff Nipaw say, science says this and science says that because science showed I put on this much muscle on a DEXA scam. You can fudge the results very easily, and even if you don't try to fudge the results, the DEXA scam is taking a guess based on an algorithm, and especially if you're dehydrated or overly hydrated, if you carbed up and so on, or if you're very close to competition, the results are going to be skewed. And for the ladies, if you have breast implants, the body fat percentage they're going to give you, it is definitely off. You need to add approximately 1.5%. Remember, if you want to get your blood work taken, please go to AlgoRx. You have lower body fat levels. Perhaps you need enclomiphene or HRT. And if you're trying to get leaner than last time, perhaps consider GLP Max. You can get it on my website. Get your hunger cravings from an 8 to a 6. You need something stronger than that. AlgoRx can prescribe from doctors prescription medications and give you Ozempic or Tirzepatide. This is going to reduce your appetite even stronger than GLP Max. This is, of course, oral. Those are going to be injectable. And so if you're interested in AlgoRx, blood work, and so on from qualified doctors, everything pharmaceutical, click the link in the description and don't forget to enter code GREG for your discount. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget, we're looking for ambassadors as well as sponsored athletes. And so if you're interested in that, click the link. And if you're interested in carrying HLT supplements in your store or at your gym, click the link. Let's get started right now. Watch one of those 2 bloops, the cookbooks, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team. And until next time, I am out.